there was 25,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of 2020 that were in eXp worldwide. And I think today we're sitting at about 48,000 or just over 48,000,
Just cracked
1,000 people.
50, actually. Yeah.
We just cracked 50. Well, there you go.
Cracked
Like, it's going
50.
so fast that you can't keep up with it. Now, to put this into perspective, Remax started 47, 48 years ago. And I'm going to throw a number out there. It's probably not exact, but I believe they have about 120, 125,000 agents worldwide. That's in 47 years. So eXp is now 11, 12 years old. We just cracked 50,000 and this baby's going to 1 million. Like, there's no question. But think about this. 50,000 people can't be wrong.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I want to welcome you to the community. My name is Jimmy Webb Jr., and if you're a real estate agent looking to double your business, well, this is the channel that helps you do that. So go ahead and subscribe right now and tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to learn about the latest strategies that are working the best in today's market. I'm also helping a lot of top brokers, team leaders, and other agents partner with us at eXp, and we're having an absolute blast doing it. So listen, I'm an open book. So if you want to get a hold of me, you can shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a call with me below, and I've got your back when making the move to eXp. But without further ado, let's get over to the interview with Mark. All right, we are officially live. Welcome, everyone. Today, I have a very special guest with me. I'm super excited to talk to Mr. Mark Verzyl. Mark, how are you today, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. Excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Excited to have you on. So, Mark, I know you're a pretty humble dude, so allow me to tell the people who you are a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to the king of new construction right now. That's who we're talking to. But Mark has some pretty cool stories he was telling me about the other day. And I do want to get into some of those, Mark. But let's start with this. Let's start with, what was the story about how you first got into real estate?
Sure. So probably a little different than your typical agent. I decided I took the real estate course and got licensed, but I wanted to work in the new home industry. And in Alberta province that I live in, you're not required to hold a license. And back then, that was about 23, 24 years ago. So back then they didn't like their employees or their guys having a real estate license. So I just dropped it right away and started the new home industry. So first couple of years, I think I did about 25 to 29 sales, I think. And then I was talking to a friend of mine and he was the guy that actually originally got me into new homes. I met him in my Lamaze class, actually. Like, so we're having kids at the same time. He got kicked out because he kept cracking jokes, and I was just laughing my.
Sounds like a boring guy.
Yeah. Oh man, no, lots of fun, and he's still in the industry. But he was like, "Hey, you should get into new homes," and I was like, "Yeah, I really like real estate. I was thinking about it." Anyway, so long story short, I worked with this builder for a few years. I felt really loyal to stay with them. And after 3 years, I moved on because he was telling me about another company. He's like, yeah, I think I'm going to do 60 this year. And I was like, get out of here. He said, yeah. So 6 weeks later, I was working at that company and I was doing, 70, 75 deals about average per year. And I worked with them for a few years and then moved up into another company. I got headhunted. And I think the first year with those guys, I did about 250 deals, and the top year, I think 300. I know the exact number is 354. So 354, 105 firm in 1 month with that company, it's been a little bit of a blur, but it's been kind of an exciting adventure. So I didn't get licensed till about 2014 and just decided I was moving out of I just wanted to broaden my horizons and get my agent's license and start expanding into the resale and resale market and maybe a little bit of a hybrid, doing some new homes and that as well. So.
Right. So let's dive into that a little bit. Because we were talking about the Toronto story, how you went back and forth. Tell us about what role Toronto played in all of this.
Okay, so you want me to go through the story I was telling you yesterday?
Yeah, I do.
So it's kind of a little bit of a sad story, but ends really well. So Calgary, of course, is an oil town. The province of Alberta, heavily relying on oil economy. So 2015, it got hit really hard with the oil crash. And so 2015 wasn't too bad, but 2016 is when the layoffs really came. And we're talking like 100,000 people. So that was actually really bad for the city. So 2017, 2018 was probably the bottom, and 2019 was really was just the glimmer of hope. Like it just started to get a little bit better, and you could see that things were starting to move faster. The prices weren't quite balanced yet. They were still kind of just sliding a little bit in the first half of the year. In the last half of the year, you could feel it was starting to get a little busier. But I started working for a company at one of the largest builders in Canada at the beginning of 2019. And part of the deal was they had purchased a couple of properties. So one was 28 acres with about 650 townhomes and condos that were coming. So all pre-construction. And then they had 320 acres, which was 2,500 units. So, but in order to get the ticket to those, so I was hired to staff the show homes and bring salespeople in and train and take care of them. And but the deal with that is I had to take on a couple buildings downtown first. And and I was like, really, you guys have condo buildings that you want to build right now? Because the economy was bad and they just weren't really moving. Wow. So anyways, they had launched one already and they had some sales. So we just kept chipping away at that one. And then another one they had launched we'd launched April of 2019. And immediately we sold about 25 sales. Or so we took about 25 deposits, and about half of them fell apart. And over the next few months, we chipped away, and we only had about 25 by August. And you need 60. Now, this was a 13-story, 180 unit building. You need 65 to 75% of the units sold in order to get financing. So by September, they're like, I don't think we're going to make it by next spring. We're going to have to cancel. Let's just put the building on hold. So we're going to do one of a couple things. We're going to sell it. We'll sell the site, which probably won't happen. We'll cancel the building. We'll build it as rentals, which of course doesn't do me any good. And, or, build it basically for no profit kind of deal. And, anyways, of course, none of those were very appealing. And even the build it for no profit, like the market was so quiet, I don't even think people would have recognized it as a deal. So anyways, I went to Toronto and I went to some presentations there. And the first one that I went to was a developer who, and this is done like all over Toronto. So they do a launch and they bring in all the realtors that work, the realtors and brokers that work downtown. And anyways, so I show up and I'm in like, it's in a big, it's like a gallery, but it has a bar in the middle. And I walk into the back, nobody's in there yet. The doors are waiting to open. There's 500 people outside the doors. This is in the middle of the afternoon. Okay. On a like Thursday or something. And so there's 500 agents out there dressed to the nines. I walk in, they open the doors, music's boom, boom, boom. And, they're serving drinks and stuff's going on. And I know they were looking at me and they could see the look on my face. I'm like, what is going on here? And they lean over and they go, this is how we sell condos in Toronto. And I was like, I want this. I'm doing this. I want this. And so anyways, so I started chatting up some of the agents, met some of the, the top guns in there, and just found some hot buttons that, I just sort of started giving out little tidbits of information. Anyways, make a long story short, went back home and literally I was like, we're doing this. And I was so pumped. I was like, you guys have no idea. This is what we're going to do. And even my partner, Brad, was like, it's not going to work. Don't worry about it. Nobody cares here or whatever. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. We're going to tap into this in outside of the city. And when I sat down and explained it to him, he's like, oh my God. He's like, this could be incredible. So we went back to the builder. developer, sat down with them, and I'm like, I'm all pumped, of course, and bouncing off the walls. And I have a big plan that we're, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it and stuff. And boom, everybody go. So next week I come back and everyone's like, I don't know. It's like, that sounds hard. And that's a little aggressive and stuff. And I kind of snapped, and I don't know what came over me, but I was just like, look, here's the deal. We're either going to do this, and it's going to be the biggest thing that ever happened, or you can go to the unemployment lineup because they're going to shut the building down. So with or without you, I'm doing it anyway. So one way or the other. And everybody got fired up. And about 4 or 5 weeks later, we did our presentation. And so I was hoping we were going to do about. So this all went out to investors. So the guys that I worked with, there's a lot more in the background that happened. You have to understand how bad the economy was at the time. And so we had to paint this huge picture and lifestyle. We came up with a movie for, 2 or 3 minute, almost like commercial kind of thing about Calgary, and just kind of give them an idea of how the whole, what the city's like, because everyone's just hearing bad news about it, and really kind of surprised everybody. But anyways, so we put it out for 10 days, and then we could collect orders. And then on the 10th day, I think we had 40 or 50. And then on the 10th day, it was like, I'm watching them come in, and it was 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We had 175 work sheets for 100 units, because we were only going to sell 100 out of this 180 unit building. And it was absolutely incredible. I mean, we were, out of our minds. And happy. So we ended up actually doing 123 firm that month. And then there was about 32 units remaining. So we just sold those out a couple months later. So that was pretty incredible. Cool. Yeah, it'd never been done before in Calgary. Nobody had sold out a building that quickly. Yeah. So now we've done a couple more, of course, a few more. On top of that, same result, like the sales come out pretty quick. And so we put packages together, investor packages, and then we just put it out to the right people. And the first one went absolutely viral. Like for 2 weeks, my phone was ringing off the hook. And it was crazy because, like I'm on the phone and I'm going, yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's exclusive to this group. And, no, we can't, if there's any units left over, we'll I'll put you on the list or whatever. And then I'm hanging up and I'm going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm turning business down. Like, what's going on here? But, yeah, it went viral. It was super cool. It was great for Calgary, and it was great for everybody. The investors got in on a good deal, and the whole thing.
That's so awesome. All because a line was drawn in the sand. I think that's the coolest part, of just leading the way, man. So let me ask you this. If you could go back and give advice to, 18-year-old Mark, what would you tell him?
Oh my God. 18-year-old Mark. Yeah, you hit me with that one. You didn't tell me you're going to ask me that one.
No.
18-year-old Mark. You know what? I would have got into, I probably would have taken business, and jumped into real estate immediately. Love real estate. I loved it in high school. Way back then, no internet. I used to, during my off periods, I would watch it on TV. They used to have the listings just flip on a couple channels or whatever.
Oh, really?
Always loved it. Yeah. I would have gotten in a lot earlier. I actually didn't get into real estate until I was 30. So
yeah, Jay,
I know I look like I'm 30 now, but
oh yeah, not a day over. Yeah. Jay was talking about, when I was down there in Puerto Rico with him, he was talking about the MLS book. He told that story, how people would carry it around, and then this internet thing came out.
Yeah, right. Or they'd sit by the fax machine waiting for the hot sheets to come off.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Here's the new listing sitting right by the fax. Everybody, because there's only one in the whole office, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's super funny.
That's cool. So let's kind of transition into eXp a little bit. So when did you decide to make the move over to eXp? And I mean, walk me through like maybe the first time you heard it until, you actually made the move to come over. Did it happen instantly? Did it take a while? Tell us that story a little bit.
Actually took a really long time. And I think a lot of people experience the same or have the same experience because so we had been approached, or I had been approached probably 5 or 6 times over more than a year. And so the first couple of times you're just like, oh yeah, great, tell me about it. And it was more like, oh hey, you should you're doing really well, you should come over to eXp. And I'm like, well, what's eXp? Oh, it's a new brokerage, it's doing they do this and that, and they didn't really explain much. And I'm a pretty busy guy. We're, our team, we were the number one team at the number one Remax office in the world for 2019 and 2020. And so, I mean, we're busy. And so I'll always, it's, somebody approaches me about something, I'll always talk to them, but they just couldn't really explain what it was. And so this happened 4 or 5 times. And then probably before we joined one day, I was talking to my partner Brad, and I said, we should really look into this eXp thing. It seems to be a thing. And he goes, yeah, but I'll never leave Remax. And I said, yeah, I'm never going to leave Remax either. It's a waste of time. So we never did. And 7 days later, maybe it was even 6 days later, we were talking to Michael and Jay on a Zoom meet, and I didn't even know what the Zoom meet was for. Brad was in Mexico, and he goes, hey, I'm going to talk to these guys in Texas. You want to jump on tomorrow at 10? And I'm just like, sure, whatever. I'm busy. And then I hopped on with them. 20 minutes, I was just like, I'm in, just like that. As soon as I connected the dots, I was like, oh my God, I wish I had done this a long time ago. However, in my head, I was still thinking, that was around December 6th or 7th. And we weren't going to jump in until the end of the month. And I thought, well, I'm taking the next couple of weeks. I'm going to vet this thing, and I'm going to try to find everything I can, online to see what's going on. And if I find anything, I'm getting too old to like be jumping around all over the place. Right.
Right.
And I thought, if I find anything, then I'll decide then. But now it's all good. And honestly, it's been a really good run for the last couple months. So we're about 2.5 months in now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no complaint.
Yeah. So what was the most attractive thing about eXp to you?
So one of the things I always wanted to do, and you're probably going to think it's like revenue share and recruiting agents and that.
What everybody says, yeah.
And that's but that's really it's kind of secondary, because if you look at this from the perspective of helping people, I mean, all along the way, I always had mentors. I had people who helped me get better, and that I learned from, and really never asked anything for it. And if you look at it from that perspective, so if you look at it like I can help people become as successful as I've been in the past, and grow their business faster and better, because I don't know what the stats are in North America. I'm pretty sure, like I know in Alberta, it's 92% of agents are gone in 5 years. And really the system's broken, Jimmy, because you hop in, you're on an island, unless you go on a team. You're on an island, you're all alone. They give you a little bit of help. The training's never what you really thought it was going to be, for most brokerages. And I'm not putting down Remax or Century 21 or any of these guys. They're all great brokerages, but they just don't have the training and that they should have for somebody who wants to be successful, to become successful. So that's where I said I connected the dots immediately. I was like, wow, we can grow a massive group of realtors, and it doesn't matter at what stage of the game that they're in. If they've been in for 5 minutes, if they're just getting licensed, if they've been in for a couple of years, if you get stuck at that, everybody gets stuck somewhere. They get stuck at 10 or 20 or 30 deals a year, or 5, whatever it is. And so we could help these guys get better if they were open to it. And it's not going to be like a team scenario where, in our case, like it won't be a team scenario where you have to jump on and split your commissions with us. It's just join the group and get on board, and super collaborative, which is fantastic. I haven't seen a brokerage like this before, where everybody's so at ease at giving information out. So no secrets anymore. It's super collaborative, and And again, that's where I thought that it would really be beneficial. So that was one of the most exciting things. The recruiting part, like the, making revenue share, that is going to happen naturally if your brain and your heart, your mental state is in the right place. And you are honestly putting yourself out there to help other people. So I believe that.
Yeah, the old and it's kind of a cliche among entrepreneurs. Zig Ziglar saying, when you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. But it really is true. And then the whole collaborative thing, I feel like people don't necessarily believe that sometimes because, we're
Sure.
promised so many things when we go different places, and then it doesn't actually turn out to be that way. But I think compensation drives behavior, and the financial alignment that all of us have kind of helps a lot with that. So
Yeah.
there's no secrets.
Yeah, there's no secrets. Like, and I mean, if somebody jumps in our group, like we'll tell all. Like, how did you do this? Well, this is how we did it. This is where you got to start from. This is where how you do goal setting. This is how you get this accomplished. It's fantastic. It's just been unbelievable. Starting right from eXp, Kinder Reese and everybody's been really, really good. Just great. Like. Giving up their information, especially the whole coaching platforms and all that. So, but yeah.
Very cool. So
yeah.
what would you say to someone who might think it's too late to join eXp?
I would say whatever little voices in your head telling you it's too late, or I mean, that's probably one of 10 or 12 or 15 or whatever objections you're making up. It's never too late. And you should take a deep dive, vet this thing, get online, start looking at YouTube videos, check this out, talk to people. It's not going to hurt you. And then go back to whoever was the original person that talked to you about eXp that got you interested in it. This is important because this is the rest of your life. So there was 25,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of 2020 that were in eXp worldwide. And I think today we're sitting at about 48,000 or just over 48,000. There's roughly 1,000 people.
50, actually, yeah.
We just cracked 50. Well, there you go. Like, it's going
50.
so fast that you can't keep up with it. And now to put this into perspective, RE/MAX started 47, 48 years ago. And I'm going to throw a number out there. It's probably not exact, but I believe they have about 120, 125,000 agents worldwide. That's in 47 years. So eXp is now 11, 12 years old. We just cracked 50,000 and this baby's going to 1 million. Like, there's no question. But think about this. 50,000 people can't be wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like 30,000 people or 25,000 people came on in the last 12 months. They can't all be wrong. So look into this thing. I wish I had, I was thinking the same thing in December. Oh my God, it's too late. Like, I jumped in too late, but it's never too late. It's still in its infancy, really. So if you think about it, let's say 2030, there's 1 million people in eXp. 2030, you could be looking back going, wow, there was only 50,000 people in 2021, right?
So I think that's a good segue to my final question here. Where do you see yourself in 24 months?
24 months. I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing now. I believe that I'll probably be doing little less resales and working with agents more, and coaching, mentoring, and helping them blow up their business. So they get better at what they do. It's a win-win situation. So they get better at what they're doing. It's going to help me as well. So it's all for one for all.
And what about 10 years from now?
10 years from now, hopefully it's going to be on a beach with probably with you, hanging out with some, Mai Tais or something that has like a little umbrella on it. And
is that your drink of choice, the Mai Tai?
No, it's not my drink of choice, but I'll probably try one. I haven't had one in a while. Yeah, and just probably doing the same thing, like just enjoying life and helping people get better at the real estate thing. So
Absolutely. Well, yeah, we'll have to get down to Puerto Rico and hang out with Mike and Jay
yeah, I'm
sometime
looking
here
forward
pretty
to
soon.
that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think that might be in the works here pretty soon, man. So
nice.
once
Yeah.
Canada opens up a little bit, we'll get you
Yeah,
on.
my God. Yeah. Well, that's I think we're only 5 or 6 months away from that. So famous last words, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Right
hey,
on.
thanks for taking the time to share your story, Mark. How do people get a hold of you if they have any questions that they want to direct to you?
Probably best way is by phone. Text me, call me, send smoke signals. No, phone's probably the best. 403-617-9998. So 403-617-9998 is the best number to get me at. That's my cell.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll link all that in the description below and everything. And
Yeah, fantastic.
yeah, any last words?
Any last words? Yeah, guys, get out there, go vet eXp, look into it. It's your life. And, it's one of the only companies that I know of, brokerages for real estate that putting the, the agent attraction aside, with the equity program, they actually have like, health benefits and retirement plan through through stock shares. It's like, look into this, man. It's when you look at the whole picture, you're not going to believe it's true. I couldn't sleep for 3 days, 3 nights. I could not sleep, Jimmy. I was so excited when
I
I
understand.
figured it all out. So anyways, thanks for having me on. It's been great. Hope we get to chat lots in the next year or so, and get to meet you as soon as the border opens up.
Yes, sir. I'm sure we will.
Right
All
on,
right,
man.
Mark. Thanks
Okay,
again.
cool.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks for
See
having
ya.
me. Okay,
All righty.
you bet.
Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you weren't bored to death by that video. If you're looking for a video on a specific topic, then drop a comment below. I read and reply to every single one, and I make my content based on what you want to see. So if you would also smash that like button, we'd really appreciate that, and hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when we drop a new video. We drop a couple new ones every week. So if you want to get a hold of me, don't be shy, and until next time, I'll see you on the next video.